Okay. All right. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Anthology. This will be episode 1 of a podcast series I'm going to be doing, hopefully every week. I'm very sorry if I don't get certain things out on time, maybe weekly. Depends on my schedule. I'm going to be working probably 2 jobs very soon, just to get a few goals of mine done. But this is going to be hopefully a weekly podcast, the Nebula podcast, and it's just going to be me talking about certain things that I really want to talk about, certain topics that I enjoy, and things like that, or maybe something you guys suggest. Just going to be, just me chatting. I think for my starting topic, I did put a few on a little a little notepad here, just because, just to keep on track, just to keep my thoughts together. Currently, I am trying to become a professional wrestler, and it is a very, very big aspiration of mine. I'm only about 5'4", 135 pounds right now, maybe 140 soaking wet. But it is an aspiration of mine. It has been since I was so young. It really, I don't know what it is about professional wrestling that just, I don't know, captures my interest of not only a person, but of the story. It is definitely an entirely different form of art that I think a lot of people miss out on. It really is. It's like the jack of all trades to tell a story. You got your physical action in there, you got your talking, you got your, you got everything you need in there to tell a story. With that amazing, great action of wrestling thrown in, it's just great. I'm gonna try to say less. I've been noticing I do that a lot. I'm sorry about that, but I guess that's just me. But with wrestling, I really, really want to get into it. And my only problem uh, with starting my wrestling journey, I started my journey about, I'd say last year, like honestly started last year, with working out, going to the gym, and trying to eat healthier, and just a lot of different stuff at once. It was a little overwhelming, honestly. I really didn't have a plan. I didn't have a concise schedule with things. It really wasn't organized properly at all. And I think that is definitely one of the things I need to get over with a hurdle, because I need to make a schedule. I need to make a nutrition plan. It's a lot of planning. It's a lot of work, but I really want to do it. It's I heard I've always had so many ideas for characters and ideas for stories and things like that. I mean, even if I weren't to make it as a wrestler on my own, I would absolutely become a cameraman, a writer. I would love to do commentary. Even just announcing would be incredible to me. It's all a giant spectacle. It really is. Even on the small level, even on the indie level, it's still like a lot of stuff goes into every single show. It's incredible. And I suppose that's what I admire about it a lot too. It's very much a hands-on type of entertainment. It really is. And I guess I'll start from the beginning where I started working out and things like that. I was doing a basic full body workout, essentially just hitting everything to just a basic level, 8 to 12 reps, 3 sets of 8 to 12 for, my arms, my chest, hit everything for that day, and then I take a day off, and then hit it again, take a day off. That was the schedule I was doing, about 4 days a week, on and off. And I did get results. I really did. And this was without even eating on a regular schedule of nutrition, things like that. I was still getting decent gains. I definitely gained about 5 pounds in muscle, just doing that for about, I'd say, 3.5 months, 4 months. And then some things went down in my life, and I couldn't really get to that gym anymore. I changed a few things, moved, just a whole bunch of stuff that I'll eventually talk about, but for now isn't really relevant. I do have a good, my best friend of mine. I won't mention his name, but he'll eventually be on these podcasts talking with me about this, and hopefully he will have his own YouTube channel truly up and running very soon. I'm so excited for you to meet him. We'll be doing most likely reviews on, hopefully, at the very least, indie shows that are local, things you should know about, people you should look up if you are into wrestling and things like that. But me and him, we were going to the gym for a while, and we did get results, and we had to do a trial at a facility where we would both learn to become wrestlers and learn the ropes, learn everything we needed to know, and get booked most likely within 3-4 months of training. But the trial itself was very, very hard. I mean, and most places do not have trials, by the way. Most places do not make you go through a trial. They usually just say, hey, this is how much you got to pay, and we will, get you to the level you need to be. The only difference with this place was the price was so much better. I mean, very affordable if you're working, a job full time. Like, very affordable. Only problem was it is way over in Buffalo. I currently live couldn't be more than 25 miles away, about 25 miles away from Buffalo to the east of Buffalo. And for me, I do not have a reliable vehicle currently. It is not what I'd want for a vehicle. It is a little 04 Honda Civic. It is so beat up. I put at least $3,500 into this car, keeping it alive, since I've gotten it a year and a half ago. So yeah, that's my situation with my vehicle. And I suppose it was a miracle we even got there, honestly. It was a blind miracle we even made it there. It was snowing, it was blowing. I could barely see maybe a foot and a half in front of the car. We were on the 990, I believe, highway. And it was just hellish weather, completely hellish weather. It was not safe to be driving, and I was so angry. I mean, I was fuming. I didn't look like it, but I was just in the back of my mind, we could have just waited another week. We could have waited for this to blow over, but we got there. And let me tell you, if you think it's incredible meeting professional wrestlers like The Undertaker and things like that, it is just as much incredible to meet indie wrestlers that are up and coming and already have had belts around their waist. It is truly incredible to meet these people because they're all humble. Every single one of them. Every single one of them humble as can be. Incredible teachers, all down to earth people, very down to earth people. It's a blessing to even lock eyes with some of these people. I know I'm gushing, but like it's just like I said, it's a spectacle. It's a complete spectacle. It takes so much work, so much planning, so much courage to do what they do, to go in front of even just 100, 200 people and perform. And you gotta take care of the guy who's across from you in that ring. It's not a one-off deal. You gotta be it's quick. You gotta think on your feet, and it's very, very. It's impressive, I guess. It's all I can say is it's just so impressive. And when we got there, me and my friend, we took the trial, and it is mostly cardio endurance with about I'd say like 60% cardio, 20% strength, 20% endurance. I'd say if I was gonna put like a math on it, I guess. I did all right for about It couldn't be more than an hour trial. Could not be more than an hour trial. I did very well for about 20 minutes there. 20 minutes. And as soon as we got to there is this bag, this 75-pound punching bag that you have to have on your shoulder and go up these flights of stairs. And that was the most intense few minutes of my working out experience so far. Like that killed my legs. The very next day I could barely walk. And it wasn't just one flight of stairs. Oh no. It was like, well, it was one flight, but it was in a spiral. So it was like 40 steps, maybe 40, 50 steps. And you have to go up and down with this thing. You go up and down, switch on your other arm, up and down, switch, switch. And that's basically 200 steps you got to go through with a 75 pounds on your shoulder. Basically a small person on your shoulder. Like, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot to deal with. And take in mind all the cardio you just did, like jumping jacks, push-ups, endurance wall sits. There's a whole bunch of stuff they go through. And let me tell you, we practiced for all this. We were ready. Like, there is a video that we got to see and see everything that we needed to. And it was still, it was not enough. 3-4 months of weight training, and maybe if we did things a little bit more concise, we probably would have had it. We might have had it. But as for me, it was way too much for my legs to handle. My shoulders were just feeling like they were getting pulled out of my sockets by this thing. I could not hold it on my shoulder. I was holding it like a belly to belly hold after a while. I couldn't do it. And it wasn't disappointing because I figured we were not going to pass this trial either way. I kind of had it in the back of my mind, yeah, we're getting there, we're here, it's amazing, but we're probably not going to do it the first time. And apparently no one ever has at this place. No one ever has gotten it on the first try, at least as far as I know. Most people take it at least 3-4 times before they get close to actually passing this trial, which, in hindsight, you know what, fine. And we did have to pay. We did have to pay to take the trial, by the way. This was not a free trial. This was a, pay to come here and use our equipment, sweat on our stuff. You had to pay. And we were fine with that. That's fine. You got to make your money. You got to get your facility better, and it's a good way to do it. So, you know what? Props to them very much. But after that, we still went to the gym and everything like that for a little while. I had moved away. I was not able to go to that gym anymore, yada, 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 but now I am. I'm going to be going back to that gym very soon. Probably this weekend, and we're going to be starting our training right back up again. This time, it's going to be incredible. We're going to have everything down to a T. I'm most likely going to have to get a second job to do this, but that's not a problem for me, not an issue. I am truly, truly hoping that within a year or so, I will have my shot to be able to train somewhere proper, or maybe go back to that place. I could. That's definitely somewhere I'd be very much okay with training. But ultimate goal for wrestling, I mean, if I can just, I couldn't even imagine winning a belt of any sort, anything, even a contest or anything like that. It's not very often I win anything. And I don't want to make that sound like I don't try or something like that. It's just, or make it sound like good things don't happen to me. It's just I don't really win a lot of things of that nature, especially in a physical, athletic type nature. I'm not an athletic person. I am very much a, computer whiz type, research, kind of nose down in my technical skills type person. I'm not really a physical type. And I'm fine with that. That's no problem. But I think overall goal for, a wrestling career for me would just be, get a few videos of it. Just something to show my kids one day. I don't have any kids, by the way, but, something to show my son or daughter, or son and daughter, something one day and say, hey, I was able to do this. You can absolutely do it, and I'll be behind you every step of the way. It's something to show, just something to be proud of, I guess. Something just to be proud of, even if it goes, nowhere. Even if I have 20 matches and I end up getting hurt and I just leave and don't come back. It's something I did and I fought for and I did it. And that alone pushes people. It's really incredible what small successes like that can do for you. It really is something anything you're fighting for right now in your life, just keep at it. It takes a long time. It's not going to happen overnight. Whatever you want, it may not happen overnight unless you're buying something off Amazon or something like that. I don't know. But it's not going to happen overnight. But you absolutely should go for it. If you really, truly care about something, go for it. Absolutely do not let anything stop you. Friends included. Not to make me sound like a dick there, but it's the truth, Friends or family, don't let anything stop you from doing what you love. Alright, well, I suppose that's all I'll talk about wrestling for now. I'm definitely eventually going to be doing a show on local wrestling, but I need to get an antenna on here so I can actually watch local channels. The next thing I do want to talk about is alternative living. I wrote down, and I say alternative living as in not being on the grid in the way you would expect. Buying your own land, building your own house. And I know already people are saying, nope, no way. I couldn't do it. Absolutely no way. But let me tell you, I never thought I could do it either. But there really is affordable land in this country. Like, honest to God, affordable land that is in incredible spots. I mean, I go on Land Watch once in a while, and you can go on there to look up land and everything in the whole country. And I have found spots in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas, Arizona, everywhere. There's always something, even if it's just like half an acre. You know how big half an acre is? That's a lot of land, man. Honest to God, it's a lot of room. You could put a lot on there. And, I'll be finding deals for 10 acres for like $4,000 or something. Now, yeah, I know, right? And it really is incredible because no one's buying land anymore. Everyone is going into cities. They're just getting an apartment and they're just sticking with that because it's comfortable. That's really what it's comfortable. And people are not really willing these days to sacrifice comfort for freedom. And that's really what you're buying is freedom. You're buying, honest to God, freedom. Freedom to work your own hours. Freedom to do whatever the hell you want to do during the morning, the day. Freedom to wake up when you want to. I mean, that is what you're buying. And, 20 grand will get you that. Literally. 20,000. And what do? You pay off a car that's 20,000. You're telling me you don't want to freaking get like an acre of land, build a small, you can get a freaking shipping container and turn it into a house. I've seen people do this. It's incredible. It's like $2,000 for a shipping container and maybe another $3,000 to get it built into an actual house, insulated and everything. So $5,000 to have a literal trailer, basically. A trailer you can't move, no wheels on it, but you can eventually do it. You put $5,000 there, maybe the $4,000 I just said, that's $9,000 right there. You got your land, you got your house. All right, you need electric, water, and heat. All right, wood burning stove, boom, heat right there. What is that, $1,000 at the most? If you have to buy the wood and the, piece of equipment itself, it's about $1,000. And I've looked these things up because I'm planning on doing this. I don't want to live in cities anymore or even in towns. I don't want to be... Well, not maybe in a town, but I just want my own space, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I need my own space to do stuff. And it is very much doable. I really never thought it could be. But you just got to put in the work. That's all you got to do. And it's not even for very long. Like a year's worth of work, you'll have yourself a homestead that you can do whatever you want on. No one's going to bicker at you for being loud. You're not going to have the cops rolling up to your house because you're laid yelling after 11 o'clock at night. Maybe you're having a good time and whatever. You get to have a good time. It's definitely a freedom that is worth fighting for. And even if you don't want to do that, there are hundreds, I'm talking hundreds of groups that are around this country that, they'll buy a piece of land. And it'll be a group of people. It'll be a whole 10, 20 people. They'll buy a big piece of land and they will turn it into a safe haven for the homeless or for veterans and things like that for free. And they'll have a water pump for their clean water, fresh water. They'll have a few solar panels for some electricity, and then they got the wood burning stoves for stuff. And maybe they'll get a gas heater. Fine, whatever, pay for that. But it's so much. It's such a kinship with that type of thing. It's really incredible. And I know there's all these things saying people can't work together. People aren't ready to commune in that way, but we absolutely are. You're already doing it. If you're living in a city, you're already doing it. You're contributing to the city. Yeah, maybe not to your neighbor or anything like that, but you basically are. You're paying for water. You're paying to keep that water clean. You are paying the electric company to keep the power on for not only you, but other people around you. You're paying that. You're paying your taxes to keep everything. You're already doing it. You're literally already doing it. The only difference is you're paying way too much. Way too much for the basic necessities. There is no reason to pay. One of my friends talked to me from my job over where I work, and I'm not kidding about this. He was paying about $75, $80 a month for electricity. Okay, decent, not too bad for a whole family of 5. And what the power company did, they said, "Oh, well, you aren't using that much electricity. We'll put you on the budget plan." And he said, "Okay, sure, put me on the budget plan," assuming that that's going to save him even more money. It's a budget, right? No, it increased his bill up to over $150 a month. I am not kidding. I see this guy every day, and how is that a budget? How? Are you paying extra ahead so if you miss a bill, you don't have to worry about it? I mean, I don't understand what that is. Maybe I need a bit more info there, but that is not a budget to me. That is robbery. That is blind robbery. And when he called to ask them, well, what is this? They said, well, this is the budget plan. This is I'll need to get more info on it, of course, but that doesn't seem like a deal to me at all. If I'm barely using any electricity, then why would you make me pay more on a plan that's supposed to most likely save me money? It's small things like that just irk me about how everything is run in America right now. It makes no sense. Even my internet right now. I just got the deal with Spectrum for my basic internet package. I do not pay for television at all. I hate television. I absolutely despise television at this point. There almost is nothing good on. They give you thousands of channels, but you only watch 10. All right, let's be real. You're only watching 10, 12 channels. You're getting everything you need. You got your news. In that 10 channels, you got your news, you got your entertainment, you got your infomercials, you got your products, you got everything there. You don't need 3,000 channels. Okay, hey, if you're going DirecTV, it's 10,000. What the hell? What is that? There's no reason for that. No one in their right mind is ever going to watch 10,000 different channels. And I understand that, you're saying, oh, well, of course no one's going to watch 10,000 channels, James. They're going to watch what they want to watch. And that's just to have access to it. Okay, fine. But don't charge me over $150 to $200 a month just to have access to something that you barely even have to maintain. It truly is confusing to me. And that's why I will never pay for a television service ever again. I'll just get an antenna and get my basic stuff. There's nobody, and you don't have to pay monthly for that. You're going to pay $30-$40 and you're going to have up to 50-60 channels for free. Nothing you got to pay. Unless they find a way to monopolize that, antennas, but I'm sure that'll come at some point. But I guess all I'm saying is there are better ways to live than just dealing with it. There's always another way. You just have to look for it. I would absolutely encourage everyone who's listening to, at some point, think about, discussing getting an acre for your family. Just 1 acre. All you need is an acre. That has enough room to plant so much food, so much, so much fruit and vegetables that you could feed not only your own family, but your neighbor. You literally could, and that's on a yearly basis. Enough room there. You can have a very big, nice house there. Free water with just a hand crank pump. I know how to dig one of those. It's super easy. You literally just dig down and shove a damn pipe down there and you get water. It's basically it. Like, it really is basically it. For power, we have so many alternatives for power now, it's ridiculous. I mean, I'm only 22 years old, and when I was like 5 or 6, maybe wind power was around, but like solar power was nothing. Like, it was not available to the people very well. Like, it was thousands of dollars. It was so expensive. It was not mainstream. Only in the past maybe 10 years has it become truly mainstream and affordable. And it's getting cheaper and cheaper every single year. Wind power is free. You can't monopolize the air, although I'm sure we're trying. You can't monopolize the sun, although I'm sure we're trying. And then you got, hydropower. I mean, that's literally just the flow of water on a basic turbine, and that generates power. We have one over here in Western New York. It's Niagara Falls. There's a literal hydroelectric plant there that powers the city, Niagara Falls. Not all of it, I don't think, but definitely powers some of the city. And that is, that's upkeep, but that helps get jobs. That helps jobs, that helps a whole bunch of stuff. So there's no reason to have nuclear power plants anymore, no reason for coal plants, and I understand nuclear power is extremely effective at getting power, but it is so terrible when it comes to nuclear fallout. We do not need more of that. We have no way to get rid of it. We have absolutely no way to get rid of it. We dig down in a hole, we go to a cave, and we dump it there. Not literally dump it, but we put barrels of it just sitting there. You can't even go near these barrels without getting some form of radiation off these things. Like, that's real. And all it is like radiated water, basically. I believe. I could be wrong, but, correct me if I'm wrong. And it's just these ways we're generating our power and our energy is not truly sustainable. It will eventually kill us. It's what it comes down to. It will eventually kill us. We need to find ways to just live simply and live accordingly. And we're eventually going to get to the point where we don't even need a governing body to watch over us anymore. And I know that's, tisk tisk, bad vibe, but like, we really don't. Within 100 years, I guarantee you, we're not going to need any of this anymore. We're going to be self-sustainable, or at least a good portion of the planet will be. A lot of places are fighting to do that now. I remember over in Iceland, they overthrew their government because it was insanity. It wasn't sustainable for them. It was not good. And I don't know what's going on there now. I don't know if they've, gone back to a system of that nature, but, it shows that it's possible. You have the choice whenever you want to change, no matter what. But yeah, alternative living, just research. Do your research. You can get out of your situation and have a much better one whenever you want. And continuing on with that kind of topic, tiny homes. Now, I know not everyone is into tiny homes, but I am 100% sold because I am a minimalist. I do not use a lot of room. Like, I do 90% of my living in, ironically, the living room. It's, I have my desk here, I have my weight set here, I have my, everything I really use during the regular day is like within a 30-foot radius. Maybe. 30, 40-foot radius. Total. And that's nothing. That is nothing. I work during the day and I come home and I just do this. I don't have a lot that I do. And in a tiny home, you can compact everything that you need. Maybe not everything necessarily that you want, but what you need is there. And you don't have to stick with a tiny home forever. But what I'm saying is, it is so nifty of a thing. I've seen so many designs and so many blueprints of what people have made. It really is incredible. I mean, fold out tables from the wall, ladders, upper lofts that just amaze me with how much they can make use of their space. It really is incredible. It's like a Jenga type thing, but it really makes you feel like it's open at the same time. 100 square foot little box of a house, is more than enough for one or two people, especially if you have land to put it on. Once again, just 1 acre with that on there, you are set. You very low maintenance. You don't have to worry about repairing the pipes in the winter because there won't be any pipes. You would have your water pump, or you could just buy a few gallons of water and keep it inside. It's not that bad. And if it's snowing out, just grab some snow and throw it in a jar. It'll melt into water. You can boil it if you want to clean it. There are so many ways to live without worrying about all this stuff. We got so much stuff nowadays. There's just so much stuff. Like right on my desk, I can just pick something up probably that I would never use again. Like anything. Like it's this. Okay, for example, this little coupon for a grocery store that is vastly overpriced. It's 50 cents off a liquid hand soap coupon. When in the hell, how often do you buy liquid hand soap? Honestly. Once a month? Once every 2 months? Like really? Just something, it's just all these weird things we have that is just, it's just stuff. And it's all just stuff, and it's stuff that you don't really need. And am I saying you can't have stuff you want? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you can't have fun living. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a lot of things we do in our society today that make either no sense at all or are just like, why don't we update this and change it? There's so much of that, and it's very exhausting to deal with. Yeah, but a tiny home, I absolutely am making a goal to transfer a shed into a house. Now, you would think, okay, that sounds really stupid, and sounds like no one could make that work, but let me tell you, thousands of people are making it work right now. And maybe you're saying, oh, well, they're doing that because they can't afford to live in the regular society we have. And you're right. You're correct. Some people cannot afford the debt they have. Some people do it so they can pay off their debt. That's a big problem here, too. There's so much debt. And to what? To what? Like, I've never understood debt. Like, okay, you gave me the money to do my thing. Thank you, and yes, I'm trying to pay you back, but you're going to put interest on top of it to make more money off of what I just asked, and then there'll be cases where the money just gets raised for no apparent reason, and people just deal with it because they already couldn't pay it. And people are just running from debt in this country all the time, running and running away from it. And it truly, a 20 grand is all you need to change your life. $20,000. You can win that on Family Feud, all right? If you plan hard enough, you can change your life with that. 1 acre of land for like $2,000. I've seen these kind of deals. Plop a little, 8x10 shed on there to double, loft area. That's like $4,000 at the most. Couldn't be more than that. Built and everything, just plop it there. Do it up yourself a little bit, another $1,000 for the tools. I mean, it is so doable. It's so much very doable. Live maybe a few miles outside of a town where you can get a decent job, pay off that debt within a year. It really is something else to think that, oh wow, I can just do this and not have to worry about all that extra crap I was worrying about. It would make so many of your lives so much better. And I'd absolutely suggest it. But yeah, tiny homes. It's really is a wonder to behold of these movements with tiny homes. I mean, there'll be trucks, cars, SUVs, a whole bunch of different vehicles, just dragging these things along the road or highway and just living their life, plopping it down on a little, I don't know what you call them, the platform with the wheels. I have no idea. I don't know what the term is for, but just having it there, just get out of your truck and go into your house, literally into your house, and just live your life. Like it's truly incredible. You get to travel the world that way. Well, maybe not the world, but at the very least the United States and maybe even South America, Canada. That's half the world right there. Literally half the world just on a freaking truck with a simple little 100 square foot building on the back of it, like a couple thousand pounds. How much you could honestly put in there. It really is a wonder to behold when people are doing this. And I find it to be, well, not only one of the best ways I could go into my wrestling type career, but probably the best way. If I had to sleep in my car, I would. Don't worry. I would. For what I want to do. But I mean, to have a, pull along home with a nice vehicle that's reliable and just be able to just relax, just relax and just live my life. It would be, that's a dream come true. That truly is a dream come true. And I truly hope that a lot of you get on board with this at some point. If you can, if you don't have a wife or kids, go for it. Go travel, man. Go travel. This is the time to do it. Especially with all the crazy stuff going on, these viruses and stuff, all this fear being thrown at us. Just get out of here, stop listening to it, and just try to enjoy your life. Just try to enjoy the quiet. Enjoy the peace, wherever you can find it. I absolutely suggest it. I think that's what I want the most out of anything is freedom. That's what anyone would want. Why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want true freedom? To do what you want, to work your own hours, to do what you want to do whenever you want to do it. That is a luxury that so few of us get to have. And I'm talking like really so few of us. I mean, maybe a couple 100,000 on the planet are able to do that. The entire planet of 7 billion people. About 100,000, maybe. They can do whatever they want, wherever, just go. Just enjoy the time they have. So few of us get to do that. It is, and isn't that what we fought for? Isn't that what we truly fought for? We didn't fight for a government, we fought for freedom. Real freedom. And now, right now the way it is, I do not feel free. Not really, at least. There's certain freedoms, but I am not truly free. I'm not. And you can call it what you want, but you are not free. You have to pay taxes. You have to pay these bills to have your home. You have to pay and work and work and work and work and work. Work your life away. And by the time you're retired, your body's already broken down. You got nothing left. You die in your deathbed. So if you could take anything from this podcast today, fight for freedom. Fight for real freedom. Honest to God. Fight for your dream and fight for freedom. No, it is that war will never end for true freedom. But it is a war worth fighting for. And I'm not talking with guns or bullets or anything like that. I'm talking fight with your ideas, your way you talk, the way you speak. Everything that inspires you, go for it. Use it to get that freedom. That is your birthright on this planet, is freedom. You should be free. You deserve to be free. And I suppose that's all I'll say for now. We're only at about 40 minutes. But I know that our attention spans are low in this day and age. I'm sure not many people will listen to this whole thing. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like down below. It helps me so much. It lets me know that you guys enjoyed it. It lets me know that you're supporting me and you're happy to support the podcast. And if you ever are wondering what The Anthology is that I have. I have a playlist on my channel. It's called The Anthology. I will most likely be saying this after every single podcast, but if you have a video that you find interesting or informative in some way, if you find it to be inspiring, if you find it to be, you know, useful in some way, put that video in a comment section below. Put the link there, say forward the Anthology or something of that nature, and I will put it in there. Because that is a playlist that I am most likely going to be downloading onto USB drives at some point and just giving it to people. Just a library of good information that is fun, interesting, engaging, and some of it funny. Absolutely suggest me something. I'm adding stuff to there all the time. All the time. So please leave a suggestion down below, leave a like, and maybe share this if you want to. Share it, go ahead. I will never not take a share. But yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. Stay beautiful, stay healthy, stay loving, and I will see you next time.